Come on in here, everybody. It's that time. Let me get back in my seat and get all ready to go. It's Tuesday. Do you know what you're planning to do today? Do you have any clue? Hey, Eliza, Dickie, Talmadge, Shelly, Audra, y'all just get Molly, get on in here. Holly, come on, everybody. I see you through my little looking glass. Get in here. Teresa, Brenda, I don't do well reading all the. See if I can cancel that. Trying to focus on somewhere on me so I'm not so bright, but I'm kind of blown out again. Anyway, I'm getting a new phone. Yes, I am going to get a new phone, and I'm hoping the camera is better. And that, here's my friend Ken Hartley. Y'all have to go follow him on YouTube. Sometimes he has some really good things to sing about. Anyway, folks, it's Tuesday, and in a couple of weeks, probably a little over 2 weeks, there's my brother-in-law. We are going to be starting our cruising through the holidays, but right now we're getting a head start on getting rid of our clutter. And every day we've been trying to get rid of 3 different items. And yesterday, your homework assignment, and I know you hate homework, but guess what? This is going to make you feel, so much better. No, sister, I don't need a new phone cord. You sent me one. Yesterday, we cleaned out a drawer in the bathroom. This makes it easier to put your makeup away after you get through using it. Clean out a drawer in the bathroom. We've decluttered some sheets. And we are decluttering some old towels. Now, humane societies, animal shelters love to get old towels. That's one of their favorite things to get. Okay, this goes in here. Now, we've got to declutter some more stuff today. And I think we're going to come up with 3 new things to declutter. What do y'all think? Let's come up with some different areas to declutter. So, this week we're in the entrance, our dining room, and I'm looking for some blank cards. Let's see if I got it in here. Yep, I got some here. I've got 3 blank cards. I want some ideas on what we can get rid of in Zone 1. Zone 1. Look around your entrance of your home and their front porch and your dining room, and I want you to give me some ideas. I'm watching you post stuff. Winter hats and scarves. I think we did that one last week, but never hurts to go at it again. Declutter mail. Declutter mail. That's a good one. Put away shoes. Put away shoes. And you know, when you take those shoes back to the closet, grab a pair of shoes that need to go away. You know, we've all got those. And then one more. Oh, this is a good one. I want you to declutter a cookbook. I know you don't like that. Declutter a cookbook. I said 1. Cookbook. Now, the reason you're going to mutiny over this is because you just don't think you have enough cookbooks as it is, but we never use them, so why keep them? I have my Betty Crocker, the red checkered one. That's my favorite cookbook. And then Robert has a cookbook. And then we have The Joy of Cooking, which is hard recipes. And I have Leanne's cookbooks. So I've narrowed mine down to my favorite ones. And when it boils right down to it, you look online and you can always find what you want on Just a Pinch or All Recipes. There's lots of places. So declutter a cookbook, and that can be a cookbook that came with an appliance you no longer have, and just get rid of it. Just get rid of it. Now, the shoes in your entrance, you make the kids take their shoes off, but guess what? If you're doing your floors every day, they're not going to mess your floors up. That's what doormats are for. All the shoes at the entrance of your home makes your home look junky. So stop it. Stop making them take their shoes off. If they're muddy, yeah. It's common sense stuff we got to deal with. Common sense. If they're muddy, yeah. Teach them how to clean their shoes off. Have a rubber scrubber at the front porch and a doormat that's got those heavy bristles where they can wipe their feet. Teach them to wipe their feet. And put a throw rug at your front door. If you have a cookbook you love, don't get rid of it. But we have those little cookbook pamphlets. You know the ones I'm talking about. Good for you, Nicole. So let's get rid of a cookbook. And let's make sure. Now, I'll tell you a story. One time I got rid of a cookbook and my husband said, "Honey, where's my favorite cookbook?" I got rid of Robert's cookbook. But I had taken it out to the truck, but I hadn't given it away yet. So I went out there and I said, "Which one is your favorite cookbook?" And it was a blue one. And we rescued it before it went away. Yes, there's so many recipes online. Now, a great way to keep your family recipes is to build each one of your children a family cookbook with an office and a bag, and start building them their favorite things. One thing I saw, I guess it was on HGTV, probably Joanna Gaines came up with this. What she did was take some favorite recipes of a family member and put them between two pieces of glass, so you could see the little 3x5 cards, so you could see the front and the back, and hung them as art, but it was usable art. How cool is that? Your family recipes that are in your grandmother's handwriting. I just thought it was wonderful. Just wonderful. So you can utilize those as part of your decor, but you still get to use them. And this weekend, Justin went fishing, and he said, "Mom, it's so much fun to go fishing and set up the fish fryer," because Granddaddy Ellie always fried fish. He was a guide on Reelfoot Lake, and he knew how to fillet fish and to cook fish. He taught me how to make hush puppies. I'm telling you, he made the best hush puppies in the whole wide world. And it was just, he said, "I got to channel Granddaddy this weekend because I made his hush puppies for my friends." And isn't that wonderful? I could pass that down to Justin. Granddaddy taught me how to do it. He fried up fish the way Granddaddy always fried it up. So, being able to pass down those recipes to your family members is a wonderful way to keep their memories alive. And maybe you take a picture of your grandmother. My grandmother used to make the best fried chicken in the world. She would brown her chicken, and she called it smother fried. She would brown her chicken in a skillet, an iron skillet with probably lard in it for frying purposes, because they had their own hogs and cows and chickens, and she would fry up this chicken and she'd brown it, but she didn't keep it in the skillet the whole time. And what she did was she would take that chicken after it was browned, she would put it in a pie pan or another skillet, and she would cover it with a lid or aluminum foil, and she would put it in the oven at 350 degrees to finish cooking. And it was wonderful. And just before she would take it out of the oven, she would take the aluminum foil off of it and let it get crispy. She also made the best corn in the whole wide world, because the corn came from the garden, and I remember helping her do that corn. And we always called it Granny's corn. My sister Dina just mentioned it. You can get this corn now in the freezer section of your grocery store. It comes in a sausage-looking tube, and if you get one white one and one yellow one, then you can have the same corn too. And she would put it. I don't know how she cooked it, but I know how she put it up. When she cut it off the cob and she scraped the cob, she'd cut the very tops off and scrape the cob, and she'd put it in a big dish pan and she'd cook it on the outdoor stove. She had a stove in the milk barn, and she would get it really hot and stir it around so it wouldn't stick, and then she would take Ziploc, well, we didn't have Ziploc bags when I was 6 years old, but she would take baggies full of ice and dump it down in little pieces so as not to dilute the corn, and she would cool it off real fast, and then she would put it in little pint tubs and seal them up and put them in the freezer. And we would probably do 20 or 30 tubs at a time. It was a wonderful, wonderful corn. We still talk about that corn, but I can make that corn with those tubes of corn now. I may not grow corn, but I can replicate it. And it was just really good. Just wonderful. So put together these recipes for your children. Their favorite recipes. It's a great wedding gift. It's a great way to carry on the traditions of your family and share this with them. And it's simple little recipes. Granddaddy Ellie taught me how to make biscuits. And not biscuits like they make at Hardee's either. These were not huge biscuits. They're little biscuits. And they always used it was a tomato paste can was their favorite biscuit cutting tool. And they couldn't make biscuits without waxed paper. So it was all about keeping the counter clean. And they would take, let's say, I'm going to give you, it was a proportional recipe. I finally figured it out because they never measured anything. It was a proportional recipe. So you take 1/2 cup of Wesson oil or canola oil or whatever oil you like. Let me see if I can remember it, because I'm not eating bread and I haven't done it in a while. It was a cup of oil. No, it's a cup of buttermilk, a 1/2 cup of oil, and 2 cups of self-rising flour. That's it. And you stirred the cup of buttermilk and the oil together, and then you stir in the flour, and you don't stir it too much because you don't want tough biscuits. And then they'd sprinkle flour on the wax paper. Now here's a tip. This is a real good tip. Wet your hand and rub your counter with your damp hand over the counter, and lay your wax paper down. It won't slide on you. It won't slide. So then you take the dough that's in the bowl, and you sprinkle flour out, and you pour the dough out. Don't roll it with a rolling pin. Just pat it out with your hand to the thickness you like, and then cut it out with the you cut two ends out of the tomato paste can. So you got little biscuits. And they're really good for country ham and biscuits. And that's a whole nother story. So they used an oil instead of heavy duty lard or Crisco or whatever it is. They used a healthy oil. And hey, it works. It made a great biscuit. And my family, I raised Justin on these biscuits, and I still make them today occasionally. But it was a simple recipe, and I could make from 10, if I wanted to make only 10 little biscuits, I would only use a half a cup, a quarter cup, and a whole cup of flour. So there you have it. Biscuits made easy. You can practice making them. If you mess up, 25 cents worth of flour, so be it. And if you mess them up, you really don't mess them up because you cook them. Now, Granny used to make drop biscuits. She would take, I still have her griddle. She would take the stirred up dough and just drop them on a hot cast iron griddle with the handle. And it was absolutely amazing because we like the little crusty parts on top because they're kind of knobby. And I remember putting butter and jelly on those things, getting ready to go to church on Sunday morning when we were at her house. Drop biscuits. It was just so simple. And it was a great memory. So think about teaching your children how to pass these recipes down, and it makes a great gift. One day they're going to want to know because they don't know how to make Granny's macaroni and cheese. Teach your children. If your kitchen's clean, you can get them in the kitchen and teach them things. It's just so simple. It's the simple things that make life worth living. Okay, so I've been talking 17 minutes. Today's Tuesday. We're getting ready, for the holidays. Plan and play. Now, we have a basic weekly plan to our holidays, cruising through the holidays. Now, with a Monday is always clean and fling day. We're going to clean up something and we're going to get rid of something. And it makes it easier to keep our house clean. My sister reminded me of a story yesterday that I should have told, but we had a great testimonial come in on the chat yesterday, on the comment section. And this lady was saying that, I think her name was Joanne, so they pinned it and I couldn't see it, but the main thing was her house practically cleans itself. And what do you think? When a house automatically cleans itself, you really don't have to do anything. And one time I was doing an interview with a reporter from the Sacramento Bee, and I explained to her that my house practically cleans itself. It's on automatic pilot. And she says, well, that's just a bold-faced lie. Well, you don't call this Southern girl a liar without getting an essay from me right at you. I explained to her, here's what happens. I get up in the morning, my feet hit the floor. I make the bed as fast as I can. Then I head to the bathroom. I swish and swipe the bathroom while I'm getting dressed. I grab a load of laundry, take it to the wash machine, put it in, get it going. I run to the kitchen. I empty the dishwasher if it needs emptied, because usually I do it as soon as it gets through running, so I've always got an empty dishwasher. Caroline, hi Caroline. Love you. That's Leanne Ely's daughter. I hope it's her. Or it's somebody with her name. So, going through the motions. While the coffee's making, I do the floors. It's just run through my routine as fast as I can. my house practically cleans itself. Now, if you don't have a dishwasher, clean out from underneath your kitchen sink and put a dishpan under there. And then that way you have a place to put your dirty dishes. That's all a dishwasher is a dirty dish disposal unit. And then we run it. And then, as my granny always did, she put the dishpan in the sink, make sure it fits your sink, and she would fill it up with hot soapy water, do the dishes, and it was done. And she always had that hot soapy water going when she would go into the kitchen and cook. Now, Miss Caroline is a great cook. I have seen some of the pictures of some of the things she's made. She is a wonderful cook. Her mother taught her well. And she likes to experiment, and that's a good thing. Don't be afraid to try new things. Tonight, I'm going to make German food. It's October, Oktoberfest. I'm going to make German food. Robert said earlier, honey, we hadn't had German in a while. So he was headed to the store. I said, get me some pork cutlets, and I'll make some schnitzel, and we'll have some brats and some German fried potatoes, and bam, some sauerkraut. We got it. That's what we're having for dinner. We already know. So, folks, know what's for dinner. And I was going through the basic weekly plan I explained. I'm just all over the place today. Please forgive me. And I've only had 1 cup of coffee. Okay, back to the Sacramento Bee. She called me a storyteller, and that doesn't set well. And so I went through the whole routine thing. And when I said I make my bed as soon as I get up, she says, well, I've been making my bed for 30 years. And I said, see, you already know about automatic pilot. Because sometimes we walk in a room and we don't even know we've made the bed. It's just so part of what we do. You get up and run through your morning routine, and it's here. It's muscle memory in your brain that helps you to get things done. Now, back to the basic weekly plan for our holiday stuff. Monday is clean and fleeing. Tuesday is plan and play. So I want you to get out your holiday control journal, wherever I put it. I got it right here. Holiday control journal. I printed it out in grayscale. But print out your holiday control journal if you hadn't done it already, and let's start going over some things in it. You're planning it a little bit. You know, I was looking at some things online. I want to get some pillows for my couch for Christmas. I was looking for ideas. I like plaid. I might get some plaid ones this year. I had some plaid ones last year, but they were little. I want some bigger plaid ones. I might have to go shopping for fabric. Who knows? Anyway, so folks, Tuesday is plan and play. Wednesday is anti-procrastination day. That's the day we're going to address those Christmas cards and wrap some presents and get some things done. I want you to wrap the presents when they come in. So set up a gift wrapping station. Mine is going to be on my sewing machine right to my right, and it's going to be where I wrap presents. I only use brown craft paper. I like it. I can dress it up with ribbons, and I usually use gold ribbon, wired ribbon that really makes my presents pop. Now you can use red plaid ribbon, you can use purple ribbon, you can use the brown craft paper for everything. Bye, Caroline. Love you, girl. Anyway, so folks, that's what anti-procrastination day. Thursday is errand day. While you're on your lunch hour, pick up some items. Just make a quick run into the hardware store or into Walmart or Target, wherever you're going to go, and just pick up some items that are on your list. Add it to the bottom of your grocery list so you know what you got to pick up. Aaron's Day is all about planning your trip. And Friday is always your day to look at what you spent this week. Keep up with it because you want to stay within your budget. You don't want to be paying for Christmas way on into January, February, March, April, May. Don't do that to yourself. And set up a savings system right now for next year. So on the day after Christmas, you start saving for next Christmas, because when you know what you've spent, you know how much you need to save. So if you spend $1,000, divide $1,000 by 52 weeks. $1,000, I can't imagine spending that for Christmas, but divided by 52, that means you have to save $20 a week. Start putting it aside. Do it now. It's like building your rainy day fund. If you put $20 a week aside now, you can save $20 a week by making your own pizza or making your own biscuits or learning how to do the simple things. Quit buying processed foods. If you quit buying processed foods, you're going to cut your budget in half. Now, my new book, The Chaos Cure, talks about a lot of cooking stuff in it. But it's simple stuff like telling you about those biscuits and making cookies and making your own pancakes. Pancakes, the easiest thing in the world to make. You just got to learn how to get your temperature right on your skillet. And my daddy taught me this. You get the skillet hot and you dip your fingers in some water, and if you drop the water in the skillet and it dances across the skillet, it's hot enough. You can save a lot of money just by cooking from the basics. Last night we had barbecue for dinner, and we have this barbecue truck that comes to an area out at the entrance of the forest, and we'd never tried them before, and Justin had said they were really good. But they had some beans that I had never tasted before, and they were made out of homemade pinto beans. And they were barbecue beans, and it had some cumin in it. I bet you I could reproduce them. It had a little touch of sweet, but it was just the best tasting beans I've ever had, called barbecue beans. I bet I could find a recipe for that. So folks, start cooking to save money, and let's cook up what's in our freezers and in our pantries. All that stuff needs to be rotated out. And it's real simple. Let's plan a menu around stuff that's in the freezer. Do you have chicken in there that needs to be cooked? Let's get it cooked. Wrap it up in aluminum foil, put it in the oven. Make some one of my favorite things is a chicken and rice casserole. Yum, yum. I'm hungry right now. So folks, let's get some things done today. Let's start thinking about the holidays, because I want you to have fun in December. I don't want you to be stressed out. This is all about you. It's all about you having... I remember staying up till 3 a.m. It's not fun. You can't enjoy your family when you're sleep deprived. So folks, you got time. You got time to plan and play and enjoy the holidays. Our goal is to be ready by Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. You can do this. You can really do this. If I do it, you can do it. So just get it in your head. It's like knowing what's for dinner at 10 o'clock in the morning. You got it in your head. Even if you don't do anything to get started with it, you got it in your head. Oh, I meant to tell Robert to get 10 pounds of ground beef. I needed to cook up some ground beef. For those of you who don't know how I cook ground beef, I stick it in the crock pot and I pour some water in it. And stir it every 15 minutes, and then it becomes this wonderful little tiny pieces of ground beef. All little tiny pieces. I don't like big hunks, and I haven't splattered my whole kitchen. And then I let it cool, and I drain it, and I put it into 2-cup bags and lay them flat and get all the air out of it and label them, and I put them in the freezer. And then I have hamburger meat for tacos. And if I'm really industrious, I'll cut up 2 or 3 onions to go with it. And you've got this hamburger meat saved up. Sometimes I just make a bunch of meatloaves out of it. Not pre-cooked. I make the meatloaves and put them in the freezer. And it's wonderful. We had one the other day that was in the freezer that needed to be cooked. So right now, as you're cooking something up, put something in the freezer to have in December so you don't have to cook. It works. It really does work. I usually, if I'm going to do 5 pounds, I'll put about a cup of water. But it really doesn't matter. Just as long as Caroline's mother, Leanne, taught me this in doing sausage for dressing. But as I was telling you, if you mess up the biscuits, just go ahead and cook them, and then you can crumble them all up to make your dressing with. So there's, homemade lasagna. Yummy. Yummy. Okay, folks, spaghetti. I don't know what spaghetti bolognese is, but I'm going to have to look it up. See y'all later. I love you all. Keep Scott Adams and his family in your thoughts and prayers. His 18-year-old stepson died this weekend from a fentanyl overdose. It's some bad stuff out there. I love you all. Talk to you later. Bye.